Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar, Creating Valentine's Day Social Media. This webinar is scheduled to start soon, in about 5 minutes. We're going to wait just a few minutes to allow everyone to log in and settle down. Before we get started, just a quick housekeeping note. If you can hear my voice, can you please raise your hand on the screen? And if you have any problems listening, please raise your hand. So my name is Sarah Hernandez. I am the social media marketing guide here at the Floriology Digital Marketing Program.
And I'm Tony Hines, also a social media specialist with Sarah.
And we know that your time is very valuable, so we have scheduled 30 minutes of presentation and then 10 minutes of questions and answers, which we're very excited to hear from you. So there's a lot of activity going on here at the Floriology Institute, so make sure you follow our Facebook page and our website, floriologyinstitute.com, for the blogs and the technology information and education we put out there just for you. For information for our upcoming courses, make sure to visit our website, floriologyinstitute.com/register, and there you'll find the schedule for our design courses as well as all the upcoming webinars. So just a quick housekeeping note, if you have any questions throughout the webinar, please type them up on your GoToWebinar panel, and we will do our best to answer them. So in just a few minutes, we will start our webinar. Thank you. Hello, once again, this is Sarah Hernandez.
And Tony Hines.
And thank you so much for tuning in today. On Wednesday, we had some technical difficulty, so we appreciate you tuning in today to hear us talk about creating Valentine's Day social media. So Valentine's Day, Tony, is approaching.
Right around the corner, Sarah.
So here we're going to give you some tips on how to prepare your social media for this big florist holiday. So let's get started. So why should you be using social media this Valentine's Day? As you can see, people are on Facebook, people are on Instagram, people are on Pinterest. So you should use these outlets to connect with those current customers as well as potential customers. So social media is a great way to engage with these customers, listen to what they're saying, as well as communicate with them. So this is a great outlet to share with them your Valentine's Day promotions, tell them about your brand, tell them why you're passionate about making flower arrangements and delivering smiles. So these are some reasons why you should use social media. And you know which one's the biggest one? It is totally free. So take advantage of this outlet to market your flower shop this Valentine's season. So here we're going to talk about some numbers.
So if we take a look at some of these numbers, they can be a little bit surprising to you. So in 2018, 28% of American adults, 41% of men, 15% of women purchased flowers or plants as gifts for Valentine's Day. So what this tells us is when you're creating your copy, when you're creating your messaging, you want to make sure that you're targeting both men and women and you're not just favoring one sex. 85% of consumers that are looking for Valentine's Day flowers buy roses. So if you have to consider, if you're looking for a specific plant or specific flower to sell for Valentine's Day, roses would be the #1 pick for you. It's a safe bet and everyone's looking for them. So make sure you're marketing that in your advertising. 18 to 24-year-olds who've said they would not be celebrating Valentine's Day this year still plan to do some type of Valentine's Day celebration on their own. So whether it be with their family or with their friends and not a significant other, it's still important that you're reaching these people and letting them know how important Valentine's Day is, and you're not just skipping over this segment, this demographic. And 73% of all Valentine's Day flowers are purchased by men. So you're not just marketing to women, you're not just marketing to the spouses, you're marketing to the men that are buying these flowers for them. So consider changing your messaging just a little bit to be able to fit these different target markets. So just going on what we said for the last slide, you want to consider the different target markets and different segments. So you can see from this graph down below that 69% of all
from everyone. So 61 of the people buying flowers are buying to their spouses. So the majority of people are buying to their wives, to their husbands. And within this, the majority are men. But you also have other types of people that are buying flowers for Valentine's.
They're buying it for themselves. They're buying it for significant others. They're buying it for their mothers and their friends. And sometimes they're even buying it for their pets, which can be a little bit surprising.
Yes, and something very important that you can see is that 20% of women buy flowers for themselves on Valentine's Day. So even though these women might not have a boyfriend, or even if they have a boyfriend, they enjoy flowers and they want to treat themselves to like the beauty of flowers on Valentine's Day. So take advantage of this and try to target your messaging not only for those couples that are trying to have some romance on Valentine's Day, or for those men that are trying to get a girlfriend with some flowers, but also to those single people, especially single women. You can see men, only 6% of them buy flowers, but women 20%. So those women that want to have a beautiful floral Valentine's Day. So we're gonna talk more about that, different strategies, how you can target those. So now let's talk about social media. So in all different platforms, what you want to keep in mind is that you want to create relevant, compelling content. So the types of posts that you want to put out there need to be compelling,
And
share a
engaging.
story, engaging,
And creative.
creative to make these people, inspire these
You
people
really
with
want to
your
captivate.
post. Yes. So sharing stories is a great way to do this. So let's dive into Facebook. How do you captivate people's hearts this Valentine's Day with your Facebook platform? So first of all, something very simple you can do is dress up your page. So it's Valentine's. Your Valentine's page should say in the cover photo, "This is Valentine's. We can help you make this day even more special with flowers." So make sure you change your banner to Valentine's Day. And if you want to go the extra mile, if you have a logo, you can always switch it up, have a little heart.
Add a little rose, add some pink or some red, just spice it up a little bit so people know this is for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, keep it always within branding, but just adding those
Small little elements.
small little details can just show that you care and that you are out there for your followers. Another way you can use Facebook is pushing out your promotion. So letting your followers know what Valentine's promotions you have. So you can add in this post, you can add a specific social media codes that they can get by following your social media, which they can use on your website. You can also create beautiful graphics. You don't want just to create some text saying 50% discount flowers, but you want to create a graphic that shows the flowers and that is visually appealing. Because text is wonderful, but what's gonna grab the followers' attention when they're like scrolling. We've all been there. We just scroll through our feed. It's a beautiful image that will make them want to stop and see what you have for them. And remember, always add links to your post, because this is what will make them go to your website and buy from your online store. So remember, have a beautiful image, have a very compelling text that talks about your promotions that you have specific for Valentine's Day, and add a link to your website. So if you're talking about a specific floral arrangement, make sure that you have the correct link driving people to your website. Another way, a little bit more time consuming, would be creating a contest or a giveaway. But these really create engagement because people like free things. We all do. So if you can show some love this Valentine's Day with a contest or a giveaway, Facebook is a great tool that will allow you to connect with a lot of people. So something very cool that Tony and I have seen with some of our clients is that they do this contest that is, we'll give you a free rose with your name. So it would say,
if your name is Tony.
If your name is Tony, come to our store and we'll give you a free rose. So what happens is that I might see this, my name is Sarah, but I know Tony, I'll tag Tony. And now my whole network and Tony's network know about your floral shop. And does not only makes you have a stronger online presence, but also drives people to your store. So you're just linking the online with your physical store. And that's what we want to do. We want to create a seamless connection between your physical store as well as your online store and your social media presence. So you want to bring them to your store. Also, another thing you can look for is creating an event at your physical store. Maybe targeting those couples. Create a workshop for a date night workshop where a boyfriend, a girlfriend or a husband and a wife can come together and create a beautiful floral arrangement. So you can create a Facebook event to promote this workshop. And you can target those single ladies, creating a Valentine's single ladies, bring your girlfriends, don't care about boys, make beautiful flower arrangements. And these you can spread the word through Facebook. So now let's look at some examples. This is a banner we created for one of our clients. So here you can see, we know that roses are what most people look for. So in the banner, we have beautiful, luscious roses, and then we have chocolate and a teddy bear. So there we are just not showing that we give flowers, but we also have
full range of
chocolate, and we also have blush. So yeah, you want to show that you have all that you have. And then in the copy, we're telling them to show their love. This is compelling. That's what you want for Valentine's Day, to show your love to your loved one. And then you want to surprise them this Valentine's Day with flowers. So, and also having the link on your...
The link is very important.
Yes, there, so they know that you have a website and that they can show their love and surprise their loved ones by going to your website. And then now let's look at some example of posts. So the first one is a simple post. You can see it's targeting a couple, and it's talking about Valentine's Day. So here you have a beautiful, compelling photo. You look at it, you know it's about Valentine's Day. And then in the copy, you are telling them that you can help them with the romance. And if you can see, you have the link, which is very, very important, as well as their phone number. So remember to do this. Not only tell people, hey, we can help you, but this is where you can buy our products. On the second one, here are some examples of here's an example of a promotion. So once again, beautiful image. We're just not saying $19 arrangements, but we're showing the product as well as what deal they have. And then you can click on that and go to the website. And here is an example of a contest. It's not a florist contest, it's a dentist contest, but this is something that you can use too. You're encouraging people to comment below and with a picture of their significant other, and then they'll win something. So what you can do is create a contest where people publish a photo of their significant other, and you can randomly select one of the people that comment and give them a month of flowers or a year of flowers. That's up to you. But this is just ways in which you can use Facebook as a tool to engage with your customers. And remember, when I tag someone, their network also gets to see this post, so you reach more people, and that's the beauty of social media.
So let's take a look at some of these tips for Instagram. Instagram being a little bit different than Facebook, and the fact that it's more of a visual platform, so you don't want to use just as much text as you do in Facebook, and you want to kind of make the focus more on the visual aspect of it. So whether it be your photos, whether it be your videos or your stories, however you want to do that, you want to make sure that you have these very captivating images. So one of the tips is using hashtags, and what we call them is hashtag holidays. So these are different holidays that like Valentine's Day or Christmas or Thanksgiving, big holidays that have a lot of engagement and a lot of participation from followers. You want to make sure you're using these hashtag holidays when you're advertising for things like Valentine's Day. So if you're a florist shop and you happen to be Tony's Florist or Tony's Flowers for Valentine's Day, you just want to say, come to my shop, hashtag Tony Valentine. So everyone knows that this hashtag is meant for you, it's meant for your shop, and it's meant for this holiday. So you want to keep everything in sync so people can find these posts later. The hashtags allow you to collaborate, so everyone is able to see all of the different posts that have been hashtagged. So like I said, if you were to post Tony's Flowers, and someone else like Sarah were to get an arrangement and she wanted to show it off on Instagram and she would hashtag Tony's Flowers, my post and her post would both be shown by just following this one hashtag. People also use hashtags for sales and promotions, so you could also use that to help advertise and create more of an engagement with your followers. Another thing you can do on Instagram is leverage your video. So with videos, you are able to really showcase your products in a different creative way. You're able to show your products in actual use. You're able to show different angles of them, able to show people like just what your product is capable of and in real time. People are really, really drawn to video because of the fact that it's animated and it's more engaging, it's more creative. So if you want to really captivate your audience, you would want to really try to use some video or try to use some extremely engaging photos.
Mhm.
If when you're using your videos and your photos on Instagram, you want to limit the filters, especially when you're doing promotions and sales. You want people to understand that the product that you are posting, the product that you're advertising, is exactly what they're going to get. You don't want to oversaturate your photos. You don't want to edit them a lot, because when people receive them, they want to see the exact product that they ordered online. So you don't want to mislead your followers. So when you're leveraging your video, you want to just make sure that everything is correct and everything is the way it's going to show up, you know,
Yeah,
to the person's store.
the worst thing that you can have is, hey, I thought the flower arrangement was going to be hot pink, but actually
it came out as red
or this very light pink because
pale,
you overuse the saturation. So make sure that your photos reflect the actual product that you give. That's very important, both for Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, and just as Sarah was saying about tagging and how it allows you to share your networking, Instagram kind of has a similar feeling to it. So if you're sharing, well, we call it user-generated content, or UGC, and what this is when someone posts a photo or a video and tags your product, you're able to see that and you're able to use that on your actual page. So you're not just advertising, you're not just saying, this is my product, take a look at it. You're having someone that's actually used your product take a picture of it, and as a testimonial, you're posting it on your page so people understand that you're not just saying that your product is the best, someone else is actually vouching for it. And so this is another way of allowing that your network and someone else's network to be able to be seen. So all of Sarah's followers will be able to see that she's been posting that I've been posting her content on my page, and as a florist, people would like to see that I'm incorporating my customers and everything that they're doing.
Yeah, so you can encourage your customers to post on their Instagram story and always tag you, because then you can use that content and say, nothing speaks better than a good review or user-generated content. And even more in Valentine's Day, people like showing off that they got beautiful floral arrangement from their boyfriend or their husband or their girlfriend or their
whatever they may
or their
be.
wife. So it's a very good point. You should use those on your Instagram.
So here's some examples of what we were speaking of the last slide. So in the first picture, you can see this is an example of user-generated content. And this is a photo that a customer took of Dunkin' Donuts. They liked the product, and Dunkin' Donuts was tagged in it. So they found this photo. They thought this was a good photo. It incorporated everything that they believe as a brand. So they then posted it on their personal page. So all of the followers of the original poster now sees this. And that increases Dunkin' Donuts' actual engagement on their post, because it has a larger network of people seeing this. And like I said before, this really shows that you're not just saying, oh, my brand is the best, take my word for it. This is really showing that other people believe that your brand is the best. So when you're doing this, like, you really want to make sure that you have people tag you and make it known that you are going to be sharing their content on your page.
And how do you know you're tagged? You know you're tagged if you have the @ So there you can see @ Joanna. So that's how you know you're tagged.
Yes, correct. And in the second one, and the second example, we can see they use a hashtag, which is #SendingAKiss. And so what they did right here was they created their own hashtag that was something very unique to them, and then they would have people post photos and share that hashtag sending a kiss, and then they would tell a story with it. So what this does is when people start searching that send a kiss hashtag, they'll get all of the different hashtags and all the different stories that other people have shared all in one spot. So this can really help with your brand if you create a specific brand hashtag that goes along with the hashtag holiday perhaps, so you can see that all of your content is going to be found by people searching for the specific holiday or specific content.
And here we have a small video that we created for one of our clients specifically for Valentine's Day. So this just gives you an idea of something that you could do. So here we're trying to target florists so they can pre-order all their Valentine's Day products before it gets too into the deadline. So here we have a small video. So we try to make it engaging, compelling. If you are scrolling through your newsfeed, you know romantic flowers. We know that florists right now are looking for roses. We have the classic vases. So just letting people know that our client has the florist's interest in mind. So let's go back here.
And the beauty with video is that it really captivates people more than just photos. So with Instagram, everything seems to be photos now. So if you want to stand out, you want to actually start using some videos in today's market. A couple of years ago when Instagram first was released, photos were just the only thing that were used. So it's okay to just post those photos and then post like a little filter or anything like that. But now since more people are using Instagram, it's becoming popular, more upgrades and things like that. You have more possibilities. You can be more creative. So you don't want to just stand in the crowd. You want to stand out. You want people to realize that your product and your brand is trendy. You're ahead of the game.
And that you're a serious florist.
And that you're serious. Yeah.
Yeah. And remember, you can always post on Instagram and connect your account to Facebook. So this is also something to keep in mind. Okay, so now let's talk about Pinterest. So you have to first think about, what do people do on Pinterest? People go to Pinterest to look for ideas. And in Valentine's Day, people are looking for gifts for their significant other. So it is very important that you have a board called Valentine's Day Flowers or Valentine's Day Gifts, because you want to make sure that if someone's browsing for gifts for their significant other, they might find you and might find your pin. So also make sure to describe whatever image you put. We recommend putting pictures of products. Always make it very visually appealing. So you can even use those images you used in Instagram on your Pinterest account. So make sure that you add keywords on the description, but not just put in keywords. Try to make it compelling. Try to create like a story, share a story through your description. So not just jotting down Valentine's flowers, but create a beautiful sentence that contains Valentine's flowers. And
these special keywords are really going to have help people find your products and find your boards.
Romance is a great keyword in this time. So, and also you can also create a section for the repin. So pinning is, just to remember, pinning is content that you create. So this would be your own photo with your own link, which is very important. Always add a link to Pinterest, because that's how you get value of Pinterest.
And don't forget the description.
And don't forget the description. It is very important because it's just like Google. It's a search engine. So Pinterest uses your descriptions to pair people with what they're looking for. So if you don't have a description, people are not going to find you. So, and repinning is putting people's pins on your board. So you want to create this communication between your board and other people's boards. So make sure you repin people's pins on this Valentine's board. So what type of pins do you repin? You repin events, so decoration ideas for Valentine's Day, other gift ideas for Valentine's Day. You can also create your own pins, infographics about Valentine's Day or other people's pins about that. People really like their statistics on Pinterest. So here are some ideas on things that you can repin. Recipes are very popular on Pinterest. So make sure you repin those, because what happens is that someone might click on your repin and see your Pinterest page and say, hey, I can also buy flowers with the dinner that I'm gonna make. And something very important, Pinterest does not add value if you don't have correct landing pages. So you can have a beautiful Pinterest board, but if you do not have those links to your website, it does. Yes, there is no use. So make sure that you add good landing pages that go with that image. So when people click on that pin, they're sent to
to your website
to
or
your
to that
website.
direct product that you're advertising.
Yeah, also, if you have a blog, this is great. Great way to put it there. So have a beautiful image of your blog and put your Valentine's blog there too, so people can visit you. And this is just creating value to your customer. Putting products, putting your blogs there, putting any infographics that you have there. And also here we have another tip, put different price ranges within your pins. So here are some examples of some of the work we've done to some of our clients. We have created the board called Valentine's Day Flowers. So here we have created pins that showcase those beautiful roses, those beautiful arrangements, and we also have repinned other people's ideas. So Valentine's Day slime for those people looking for
some celebration, some fun.
Yes, you know that teachers, that's another segment you can target, not only on Pinterest, but on your Facebook and your Instagram. Valentine's Day is huge in classrooms, so not only for those people in relationships or single ones, but the teachers, and flowers to your teachers this Valentine's Day. So yeah, here you have some ideas of repins. We don't recommend you repinning any of your competitors' things.
So if you're a florist, it wouldn't be the smartest to repin other florists because you don't really want to direct your customers to your
other people's websites. Yeah. So make sure you repin things that will add value to your customers but won't compete with you.
So social media ads with Valentine's Day, it's a little bit different than the other holidays because of the fact that Valentine's Day, you can target so many different people with different messaging. So you want to keep in mind that Valentine's Day is not just for couples. So as Sarah said earlier, another segment we can consider is teachers. So people like to buy Valentine's Day gifts for their teachers, for their pets. They like to buy them for their best friends, for, you know, just a girls' night out or whatever it may be. People like to buy these Valentine's Day flowers. So when you're creating your social media ads, you want to keep in mind that you need to change your messaging and not just tailor everything towards females or towards the men that are going to be buying these flowers for their wives or their spouses. Another thing that is something to consider is not just advertising flowers, but advertising experiences. That's something that's been trending right now, is more advertising like expensive or inexpensive getaways for you and your couple, you and your spouse, things for you guys to do.
And this is a great way, like, to advertise your workshops, your events. People are looking for an experience.
Like paint nights are a good one too.
Yes. So as a florist, you can have wine and flowers Valentine's Day workshop, for instance, and then advertise this event through social media.
And another thing is gifting campaigns do very well during Valentine's Day as well, if you can imagine, just like Christmas, but Valentine's Day is also a very big gifting holiday, and where people are considering other people. They're not just thinking about what they're going to do for themselves, they're really thinking about how they're going to impress or reach out to somebody else. So if you're going to create some campaigns, gifting is also a very good one to consider. You want to show that when you're on Facebook, you also want to use carousel ads because you're able to show your full range of products. And the carousel ad is pretty much, it gives you a small section on Facebook, and you have 3 different photos you can post up with 3 different descriptions, and all of these different photos and descriptions have a link to it that link back to your website. So with this, you can show your Valentine's Day 12 dozen roses, or you can show 1 rose, 12 dozen roses, or 3 dozen roses.
The different price ranges.
The different price ranges and different variations of the same product and different uses for that product, and then have a link to each specific product that you're mentioning in your advertisement. So these are different creative ways that you can use carousel ads. And you also want to make sure, like I said, you want to make sure that you have links in every single one of your posts, because without the links, then it's just a missed opportunity. People may see your post, they may see this great deal, this promotion, anything you're advertising, but they don't have a way of
But if you don't tell them where to go,
Yeah.
Imagine if you put a radio ad, but you didn't tell them about your phone number, or you didn't tell them about your address. How can they buy your product? Yeah, that's a very good point, Tony. So yeah, and with that, we're going to go to questions. Let's see, does anyone have any questions? And yeah, while we are waiting for questions, we just wanted to let you guys know about our Social Media Plus program. So if you need any help with your social media, here at the Floriology Institute, we have a social media program where we help you with your social media platforms.
So this is we do Facebook, we do Instagram, we do your Pinterest, and we'll do Google Posts for you as well. And we'll monitor your reviews for your page as well. So if you have like any negative comments coming in or positive comments, like we'll be the first eyes to see it. We'll address the comments for you, and then we will send them on their way.
Yeah, because we understand you're a very busy florist. So if we can help you alleviate the social media, we would be very glad to help you with this. So if you have interest on getting to know more about this program and how it works, please
shoot us an email.
Shoot us an email, and we will get back to you. All right. All right, do we have any questions? So social media, we have a question here. Which social media will help you with your sales? So this is a question that we get often. Will I make a specific sale with social media? And the honest answer is that social media will help you with your branding, with having a presence out there. We can't really tell one Facebook post is going to make you $100. But the thing is that nowadays, if you don't have a social media account and someone goes and is trying to buy a floral arrangement online and sees that you don't have any presence, it kind of gives them a message that you don't care that much about your business. Because the norm nowadays is that
you're supposed to have
a social media presence. If you looked at the big brands, they all have a social media. But what we want to do is to show your followers and your customers that you are a local florist and that they should choose you. They should support that local business. So this is a great way to not exactly make a percentage of sales, but to get your foot out there and show people your value.
Yeah, brand awareness isn't something that can really be measured with numbers, but when you start considering brand awareness, if you're reaching 1,000 people with a post, that's 1,000 potential people that might be buying your product that haven't, that
and it's not only web sales. Yes, you might see an increase in web sales, but you will see an increase in people calling your shop. You will see people stopping by, because on all those social medias, something that we make sure is that there's always, like we just said, like an advertisement. You don't want to just say, hey, this is the beautiful product that I have, but you need to tell them when and where. So we always include the address of your shop. We include the phone number so they can contact you and say, hey, I need 12 dozen roses for my girlfriend or my wife this Valentine's Day. So social media does not only increase your web sales. That's not something that we focus on, but more creating that engagement with your followers. So next time that if I'm following you,
you will have that person in mind, just because of the fact they have a social media presence. You've been seeing their posts, you've been seeing advertisements online. The next time you go out to go buy some roses or go to buy any type of gift, you're going to be considering that last person you saw on social media more than the person that you haven't had any type of interaction with.
And we love working with our florists that send us images and pictures of their customers. This is something great that we see a lot of success. If you tag that customer and you show people in your network how happy flowers make your customers, this just creates more engagement. Because with social media, you want to inspire people, show them how, like, flowers are beautiful. So show them. They bring joy. So showing and sharing those stories in Valentine's Day. maybe what you can do is encourage your customers to send you a picture of their wives or their girlfriends receiving those flowers. So you can have those in your, save them, and then throughout the months, use them as social media content to say like, hey, this is Katie, and Katie loved her Valentine's flowers, and this is, you should show your love like Tony showed his love for Kate, for instance. So just showing, tagging your customers, that will just, yeah, just increase your network. Yeah, because once you tag someone, that'll just, it's a chain reaction. Yeah. It's a web, and that's the beauty of social media. Does anyone have any more questions?
We have some time left, so don't be shy.
Okay, perfect, Anna. We'll wait for your question. If any of you have any other questions, make sure to type them now.
Okay, so the question is, I have read in several places that sharing inspirational quotes are a good idea. Do you find that to be true?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is true, because you want to create content that people are more willing to share.
Yeah. That's the goal of the social media. You really want to create content that can reach a lot of people, but also is able to create like that kind of personal feel with it. So if you have like these quotes that mean something to you and things that that you want other people to see, like lovey-dovey things, quotes are great because it gets people sharing, and it allows you to reach a larger network. They're not too specific, so it can really be tailored towards a lot of different target markets. So quotes are actually very good.
Yeah, just make sure that the author of the quote is not there. It's there, and it's not a controversial person. Yeah. Because that could create backlash. And also remember to put the link of your website there, so maybe you can post a beautiful quote about love and romance, and then on the copy, on the description, you can say flowers show your love with flowers, and then you create space and put shop Valentine's flowers here, and then put your link there. So yes, thank you for your question. That is a great content, type of content that you can create. Another thing is creating an infographic. Infographics. Yeah. Or creating, for instance, a blog on how to save your flowers after Valentine's Day. That's a very good one. So how can you dry the flowers for Valentine's Day? So just creating useful content that your consumers can use afterwards. Also creating a graphic on how to keep up with your Valentine's flowers. So how to take care of your flowers. Just always think of what can my followers, what can they benefit from? Yes.
And you don't want to just, as a brand, you don't just want to pump down information about your particular brand. You want to really kind of stay general to your industry sometimes, because when people come to your page and they want to see content, they don't want to just, believe it or not, they don't want to just see the content that you have to offer. They don't just want to see the products you have to offer. They want to get valuable information about the industry itself. So if, for instance, this Valentine's Day, you can post quotes, you can post different how-tos and different things to do with your Valentine's Day flowers. Yeah, but not just about your products, about your flowers, but about the industry, about the holiday and itself, because people really want to come to your page and find out a whole bunch of information about whatever topic they're looking for, not just your specific product.
Yeah, you're right. And educate them. You want to educate them how to take care of their flowers afterwards, how they can use their flowers after they have dried out. Yeah, so those are some ideas on type of content you can create. Any more questions? Oh, okay, here we have.
How do I?
Okay, follow up. What hashtag would you include in a quote? In construction, I use seasonal flowers. So,
when I just put that first, this one.
okay, yeah.
Okay, there we go.
All right, so here we have a question. How do I handle negative post?
Okay, so there's a couple of different ways on handling negative posts. It kind of just depends on if it's something that you can directly control and if it's something that you can't. So for instance, if someone has a negative comment about your location of your shop or the person that they ran into while walking into your shop, these are things that you can't really control. So your response is going to be a little bit different. So you kind of want to just make sure that you are being like very polite to them, but you're not promising something that you can't change. You don't want to tell them this will never happen again because you never predicted that rude person stopping your customer on the way in. And this is something like, or if your shop is in a bad location, you can't say this is never going to happen again because it's something out of your control. You want to stick with the things you can address and the things you can control and focus on that. If someone's had a bad experience with your products not coming in the way that they expected it to, or something specific about your shop that you can control, you want to politely apologize, but don't completely take blame for it. You don't want to always take blame for the mishaps. You kind of want to let them know that you're aware of it, you're working on it, but you don't want to flat out say, I'm sorry, we messed up, this is what happened. You do want to fix the problem, but you don't want to completely slander yourself, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you made a good point. Always try to have empathy with your client. Always say, we are sorry you had this experience. And then, yeah, if it's a product specific, something that happened with the product, try to give them a solution. But if it's out of your hands, just apologize about the experience that they had. And you can think about rude things, but do not type them, because everything that you type will be out there forever in the network forever, and it can come back and bite you. So make sure that when you are typing your review, always you can shout out whatever you're thinking at the moment, but when you're typing, be very nice and polite and make sure you're representing your brand. So here we have a follow-up question from Anna. What hashtag should you include in a quote? So we normally recommend hashtagging on Instagram because this is where the hashtags work the most. So if you are trying to, if it's specific for Valentine's Day, you should always include from very broad to very narrow. So you should put hashtag love quote, hashtag Valentine's Day, hashtag local florist, hashtag roses for Valentine's Day. So even though this is a generic quote, you want to use hashtags that will drive back to you're a florist. So it's not just a random quote. You have to use those hashtags to
bring it all together.
Bring it all together to if someone's searching for flowers, they can see that you are a florist. And then we have another, or with a care instruction infographic, use seasonal flowers, fresh floral, but do not sure if those are too generic.
Well, as Sarah said, sometimes it is okay to be generic. You want to start broad, so you can grab those people that are searching for these broad terms. People are going to be searching for things like seasonal flowers, Valentine's Day flowers, these very broad terms. So you want to make sure you are including those hashtags, but you also want to include very
bring it home. So
specific hashtags that really. They speak to what you're marketing. They speak to what your copy is about. What you're,
Yeah. So for instance, we can have hashtag seasonal flowers, hashtag flower care tips. Someone might be searching flower care tips. Hashtag local florist. Hashtag Jacksonville florist. Hashtag Jacksonville local florist. So people that are looking for flowers in Jacksonville might type florist in Jacksonville in their Pinterest, or
on their Instagram.
or on their Instagram and find you. And hashtags are now being used on Pinterest.
Yeah, that is something new for this.
So when you're writing those descriptions, also you can use those hashtags, and you can even use those quotes that you're using on your Instagram, put them on your Facebook, and you can also use them on your Pinterest. Because just go on Pinterest and see what people are looking for, and many people look for quotes. So thank you so much, Anna, for that question. Yes. So we have a few more minutes. Do we have any more questions? Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. Thank you, Tony, for that insightful information. We have, yes, so we already answered. If you have any more questions, this is the last chance to ask them. But if you have afterwards,
something just comes to mind.
You are like, hey, I wish I had asked that question. We are always available to answer your questions. So if you need any help with your social media, you can always email Tony and I. My email is shernandez@bloomnet.net.
And I'm T Hines, THINES @bloomnet.net. So just shoot us an email if you have any questions, and we'll be happy to help you.
And make sure to complete that questionnaire after the webinar to let us know what we can do better, and also if you have any ideas of future webinars. We want to create educational material that will meet your needs. So just let us know what we can do for you, and we'll do our best. So thank you so much for your participation, and we hope that you have a very good day.
Happy Valentine's Day, guys.
Bye.
Bye.